Christ where you can learn how to play guitar in church. I'm really excited about this video. The reason is, last week I posted a short that was kind of like an ad for my channel, and it got a really good response. Thank you so much for that. But in the video, someone commented asking if I could do a restringing video. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Jesse Davis for that comment, and I will make that video now. I needed to do this anyways because my guitar needs new strings. So the first thing we'll talk about is, when do you know that your guitar needs new strings? So if you can see here, my guitar strings kind of have green, especially on the top fret, but it has some green, it's not really rust, but it's very weird corrosion. And then the frets also, and the higher you go up on the fret, the less the strings have it. But that's why I'm changing my guitar strings. Another reason would just be because you broke a string and you want to switch all the strings, or you just want to switch one string, you need to learn how to do that. Or maybe you just want to switch your strings because why not? Now, they say that you should switch your strings every 3 months for a guitar, or every 100 hours of playing. For me, I've been playing for 2 years and I've only switched my strings once. This is the second time I will ever switch the strings on this guitar. Maybe I should do it more often, but if you're careful with your strings, you really shouldn't have to. So it's up to your personal preference. Sometimes the sound gets dull, but if you want to do it, here's how to do it. So first we're going to look at some of the tools you'll need. Obviously you'll need a new set of strings because you're replacing your strings. Another thing you'll want is some wire cutters or pliers that have the wire cutting thing at the bottom. Then you're going to want something to remove these pegs, and I have this with the end, but maybe you could just use a flathead screwdriver. We're going to find out, and those are the tools that you will need. Now, there are unwinding tools. I don't have any of those, so I'm just going to use my fingers. Pretty much everybody has fingers, so this is pretty easy. So you're going to loosen the string, and to do it from this side, you just turn this part of it towards the head. So just like this, just loosen the string up. You don't really have to be too nervous about a string snapping now because it's loosening. Okay, now it's loose enough, clearly, you can see that. So I'm going to get my wire cutters. And I'm just going to cut the string right over the sound hole. Okay. Then we can go ahead and keep loosening it until it's out and I can pull it out. Now I'm going to take out this side. Now I'm going to use this. It has a peg remover at the back of the capo. A lot of people will just have a capo like this. But if you have a peg remover at the back of your capo, this is the easiest way to do it. I'll show you another way to do it with another string later. You just push it in there, then you pull it up. You have this peg. Now remember this peg goes in this hole, so you'll want to line them up properly so you know which peg goes in which hole. And just pull that string out, and there's the first string. Now a lot of people do only the top 2 strings, and then they do the next 2 strings, and then they do the last 2 strings. I'm going to do all of them, take them all off at once, and I'll explain why later. So just keep loosening the second one now. I'll do my pliers this time. Here we go. Let's see if we can take this peg out with a flathead screwdriver. Here we go. So if you don't have a peg remover, you can use a flathead screwdriver. Now again, I'm going to stick it right here. I took off the first 3 strings, so now I'm going to start with the bottom strings. The difference with the bottom strings is to loosen the tuning peg, you go the opposite direction as you do with this side. Quick tip would be to loosen both the bottom 2 strings at the same time. That way your bridge on this side does not fall off. Okay, we've removed all the strings. Now here comes my favorite part, cleaning it. You can remove these bridges on either end when you clean it, or you can just leave them there. Either way, but when you clean it, you just take your microfiber cloth, or whatever cloth you have, but microfiber is the best, and just wipe it down. You can clean it, and it'll be so nice because there's no strings getting in your way at all. These are the worst things in the world. Stop it. Take this side of the string and stick it inside of here. Now, you'll notice there's a groove in each one of these pegs that is to correspond with this. So you stick it in there first. And then you stick this peg in where the groove is going on the string and towards that. Pull out the slack a little bit because it'll be in there not very well. There we go. Now that side's in, and you stretch it out. You want to put it into this groove we have in this side of the bridge. And then you want to cut, again, about 1.5 heads away. So between this and this, you're going to cut the string. Again, you stick it into here, and then you'll find a hole in the side of this. You want the hole, when you start it, you want the hole to be facing that direction, so it's in the middle here. Again, you don't want to have it too tight because the bridge will fall off. So now you want to make sure that your bridges are in the right place and that your strings are in the right grooves in the bridges on either side. Obviously the strings are really loose, so you're going to have to tune them. I have a video about that, you can go watch that. Thank you for watching this video, sorry for the confusing parts. But pretty much hold the string tight when you're tightening it, and make sure it's very loose when you're cutting it. Make sure the pegs, the grooves are facing that way, and it's fairly simple. Some of the strings will look better than the others, and that's all. Nothing I do is right. Hold up. Oh my goodness. That one wasn't as easy as it's supposed to be. What?